Morning, everybody. It's the 9th of March. We're Signal Centre talking ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Late night?
Not so much of a good...
Yeah, I haven't slept. We're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
I
don't think I even need my face mask now, do I?
Nah, might as well just go outside and
You know what I found in my drawer, Ian? I found these in my drawer.
Is that from IKEA?
I don't know where they're from. I think they're from Screwfix or something. But they've been in my drawer about 6 months, and I've actually saw them the other day. I thought,
and
that's handy.
I've got some horrible dust masks downstairs from when I did the extension. But
So yours never came, did they?
No.
Okay.
No.
They'll come after, will they?
Stolen,
you reckon?
The postman's had them.
Definitely stolen.
Okay, so Friday was pretty rough in itself. We had 3 trades on. We had a long DAX, a long dollar yen, both of which were stopped out. We also had a long Bitcoin,
pretty quickly,
which was it actually closed flat on Friday for a 7-tick loss, but it collapsed over the weekend. Like everything else, there is no appetite for risk, it seems, at the moment whatsoever. So try and sort of piece together some of the news before we go into talking about any trades, I guess. So
oil's been a catalyst, hasn't it, from the Russia deal, obviously Friday. And then I was looking
over the weekend, they've obviously flooded the market with more oil.
And then on Sunday, I read a report basically saying that they were going to flood the market, devalue oil.
Yeah, I mean, Saudi Arabia are basically in on it as well, aren't they? They're sort of trying to hit back. So
they're talking about a complete collapse of OPEC now, aren't they?
Oh, right. Okay. Nice.
Or OPEC and OPEC plus and OPEC.
So it's nearly down 30% or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think they're all just going to do whatever they like now. So it looks like that anyway.
So it's a combination of risk events that are happening all at once, and it's
catalyst
potential to unsettle things much further, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we've got the US stocks, they're all limit down at the moment. They have a 5% limit over the weekend, and that's been hit. So the only thing you can do on those is buy them if you want.
Oh, really? You can only buy them?
Yeah, you can buy them.
Right, but you can't sell them? You
can't sell them, no. Because
can you buy back shorts?
Yeah.
At what price, though?
No, at the price, at whatever it's closed at. Like Dow is 52, bid at 56.
No, I don't think you can. You know that Andy that we speak to, he's no, sorry, you can buy back shorts. Yeah, sorry, he's short, so he can't get out of his position.
If he's short,
he can,
he's long. He's long. He can't get out.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I'll let him out.
Limit.
1,000 points lower.
Limit resets are 7%, 13%, and then 20%.
I think even the mention of circuit breakers is going to put more panic into people, isn't it? And then you're going to get more selling.
Well, it was interesting seeing Steve's screenshot this morning when there was how many lots on offer and no bids, weren't there?
Yeah.
On the S&P.
Yeah, it's not looking very good. I'll share it.
So obviously the other big news over the weekend was that Italy have quarantined 16 million people, which combined with obviously what's going on with oil, that's a pretty big deal and possibly a blueprint for what the rest of us are going to have to do in the coming weeks, maybe.
Yeah. Here's me, Wall Street, 3,000 lots on the offer. Nasdaq
5 on the bid.
5 on the bid, but you can't sell them, funny enough. Nasdaq 23,000, S&P's 400,000 lots on the offer. This is 5% down. You can see the 5% down here. So the next breaker is another 2%. So I presume we're going to
hit that straight away, aren't we?
Break, won't we?
Open in line with the European markets.
Yeah, open at 130. And it should shut straight away, I presume. So anyone
out of the 30 stocks on the Dow, there must be quite a few oil stocks in there that are going to get absolutely savaged on the open as well, like the FTSE, which is why you're seeing that underperform the rest of the markets, is because 15% of the index is attributed to BP and Shell.
Yeah. So that's like why it's taken such a big hit. DAX, why?
Getting a bit
I
of a
suppose the
bounce
DAX is
now, aren't we?
yeah, a little bit of bounce coming in here.
I think there's a few stocks in Italy and France that didn't actually open at all, or still haven't opened. So the
Yeah.
index, although it's trading at the price it's showing, it actually should be far worse if you had all of the stocks open at the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canadian dollar's been hit pretty hard as well. Overnight, there's been a bit of a flash crash in the Australasian currencies, is it? So Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I didn't get any news
Well,
on it. Well, I know what's happened, but I can't see a catalyst for a 400-point sell-off. But
It was like 1,000 tick moves, wasn't there, in some of them?
yeah.
Yeah. These are historic times. And yeah, I don't think there's any room for trying to be a hero in these sort of markets. You've just got to sit back and try and learn from it for, for future reference.
Yeah.
So shall we have a look and
tomorrow?
trying to pluck some trades out of this? Has anyone got
know.
any ideas?
I don't know if it's
Who wants
worth
to
it.
go
is it?
first?
I'll have a little go. I really don't think it's worth it.
Don't follow them, for Christ's sake. There's a support
I mean,
level in FTSE at 5,700.
Yeah, I mean, it was just bounced, isn't it?
You've got another 300 ticks to go to that.
Yeah. Obviously gold, as you'd expect gold to be up through the roof, but I think we're having the same sort of liquidity issue as we had before. You've got everyone has sort of like used gold as their sort of like their hedge. So it really, gold should be through the roof. So I mean, that's the only one I can really bring myself to buy. So 1677 I'm getting long at. What do I want to do? What's that? Mm, 1.75 risk reward. Bloody hell, is it worth it? Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my target. I'm going to make my target 1710. Nice round numbers. We all like round numbers. Us old-fashioned traders. The stop will be, let's make it 1665. So I'll get a nice 2.75 risk reward. Oh no, is that getting, yeah, getting along at 1677.
I'll have a go.
1679 now. I'll move it 1679. It's 2.2 risk reward. Okay, I'm going to load that up. Okay, so you.
What are you looking at, Ian?
Euro sterling. I think it's only short term. Again, we've got a few different time frames here. Got this is the weekly time frame, so just hit this reverse trend line resistance twice now on the weekly chart. Obviously, that was on Friday, and then again today. If we go to this chart, which is extremely messy, because I just put loads of fib levels on, we've reacted at the 61.8% pullback level. We've got reverse trend line support here at 85.44, so I think it's only limited. And if we go to here, this is actually a bespoke support level where we're looking at buying the dip today, but just on the back of this, and I like these flips, this is a DMARC chart, and normally when you get these outside engulfing candles with these DMARC flips, they continue to the downside, or at least until a 9 count. So 45-minute chart, it should mean that next 2 hours we move lower. So I'm going to have a go at this. Ooh.
A 45-minute chart. I've not seen one of those used before.
You get loads of different time frames you can fiddle with.
A little fiddle.
It doesn't matter what time frame you look at. Short. DDD 86.83. 85.75. And only have a tiny stop because that's all I need. So 86.83, 87.03 stop because that will take that count out, and then 85.75 as a target. So about 5 0.4R.
Lovely. I am going to take a look at Aussie dollar.
Mental.
Yeah. This is the weekly chart, so it's in a horrible downtrend, but we've seen a big old move, flash crash to the downside this morning. This is what is interesting me at the moment. We've got this on the hourly chart. So we've got some previous resistance or supports, which are now acting as resistance. We've seen a strong move up from these intraday lows. Markets tend to have a memory for these things. You know, when you've seen sort of flashes occur in the past, you can often see the market eventually go down to find them again. Whether or not you see that today, who knows? Can't rule anything out, but I fancy selling it into that level there. I mean, there is a gap up there, but I just think there's room for more downside in Aussie dollar. I think push comes to shove, you'd rather own dollars over Australian dollars, in my opinion. So going to sell that now at 65.81. Stop loss at 66.20.
Yeah, from massive R.
Massive R down to 63.20 on the downside. 6.8, not 88, 6.88 R.
Steve looks confused.
No, sorry, I just realised I've been on mute for a long time.
Okay, so there's 3 trades there. Obviously, be careful if you're taking a look at them. We aren't particularly, I think, confident about those, but
No.
you know, anything could happen.
Convinced by anything at the moment.
And we've just waited, you know, we were saying this morning, it's just a matter of time before we get the next bit of intervention, isn't it? But will it have any impact anyway? I mean, it's...
So I think we've got to expect intervention at some point from various places. You know, the US have got room to cut rates. Again, they were talking about, I think I read over the night, 75% chance that they were going to be cutting rates down to 0.
Yeah.
So, you know, is that already priced in?
Yeah, probably. I think you will get a reaction. Obviously, you'll get a reaction in the indices and in the dollar market, but I think it'll be temporary. And
yeah, I think you know you haven't had the sort of retail panic yet.
No, I think the sort of headlines from this morning will wake a few people up.
Definitely,
people will be looking at their ISAs and seeing them smashed to bits.
We're approaching the next ISA season, so you can often get a bit of a seasonal bounce there in UK stocks, but I can't see that happening this time round.
No,
you know, FTSE's below 6,000, which hasn't been for a long time. So
yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to be. It's above 6,000 now.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
Get on it.
Oh, it's
Let's get on it.
Yeah,
6,007.
And obviously, let's not forget what's going on with the coronavirus. I think there's more to come from that. You know, numbers are getting bigger and bigger. The US, most crucially, are going to be doing a lot more tests this week. There's been a lot of criticism for Trump that the numbers are so low because there hasn't been the testing in place.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't test people, then you can't have cases, can you? So he's keeping that number low.
Yeah.
But one of the cruise ships, I think they were talking about, had someone got on the boat initially with it. So it suggests that it's a lot more widespread than people realise in the US. And I think we'll get a clear indication of that. And I think that will cause some serious panic if you start to see a huge outbreak in the US and trying to contain the flow of people and the movement of people.
I agree.
You know, if you compare this to China, obviously they appear to have the numbers under control, according to, at least to what we're hearing. But they are a communist state and operate in a totalitarian way. For them to say, right, you're not going anywhere, it is much easier to enforce rather than in countries like the UK or the US. If people start saying you can't go out, well, people aren't going to take too kindly to that, I don't think.
Yeah, I won't mind, obviously, because I don't like going out anyway.
Yeah.
But that's, it's, well, Italy are doing it, aren't they? Italy in lockdown, apparently. So
you need enough toilet roll to get you through.
Toilet roll. I don't think toilet roll. I think that's the least of our worries. We won't have any food to eat to actually need the toilet roll in the first place.
There's a few headlines. There's a few headlines, wasn't there, on the papers about rationing?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be a word that causes panic, isn't it?
Sanitizers and bog roll and lady things.
Yeah. I mean, you know, obviously risking looking like a complete fool. I just think it's such an it's just gone way too far. It's that everyone's panicking over nothing, I think.
I don't think the concern is the virus itself. I think, we'll all get through that if you're sort of fit and healthy. Obviously, there'll be older people that will suffer, unfortunately, but it's going to be the economic impact, isn't it? It's going to be the real concern out of this, and the slowdown, the people not being able to go to work, not getting their kids looked after. If the school's shut, which could be, what we see in the next couple of weeks, then, all these parents that rely on school for childcare,
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to go to work, and everything's going to come to a grinding halt.
Yeah, it's not looking too clever. It'll definitely get worse before it gets better, but hopefully this, the death rate remains relatively low.
Yeah.
And it's only when sort of like as I say, if people can get reinfected, which we haven't seen yet, that's the one thing that would concern me. Then I would start to panic.
Yeah.
But the fact that the sort of recovery rate is pretty good, that then it's just shows you how the world is on a knife edge. And
well, looking at corporates in particular, they're a lot of them are getting stretched already, where they're so leveraged up that this little sort of blip in them. Well, not a little blip now. It's a big old blip, but you're going to start seeing some companies collapse.
Yeah.
And that's going to be further job losses.
Mm.
Some of these airlines going to be looking.
Yeah, there's got to be a few more of those go.
The cruise liners, I think Carnival or something was down to 70% in the last year.
Yeah.
They were having troubles before this, and this is just really just buried them.
This is the last nail in the coffin, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at that chart. Let me share that.
Not nice.
This is Carnival Cruise Liners. That's a weekly chart.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So what's that?
I mean, that's the trouble as well, isn't it? Not everybody can work from home. Nobody's got that. Not many people have got that luxury like us.
64% drop. Wowza.
Yeah, pretty. What's the all-time low? Well, like you say, if it goes, it goes. It's not.
2009 is back at £7.5, and it's at £18. But
so the last big panic. Okay. Well, good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
If you can afford to, don't trade. Let it settle down, and then sort of like
live another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there'll be a few problem positions out there. So if people want to approach us quietly on things like Telegram or email, just to have someone try and offer a bit of advice or help, then feel free to get in touch. We don't have all the answers, but we can try and help a little bit where we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Cheers.
See ya.
See you later.